Episode 187 of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast is this week brought to you by Discord. Discord, now more than a fancy way to say disagreement. I'm just kidding. But, Luke, can you tell us how everyone can get over and join us on Discord?
Well, the easiest way to do it is to have a look at the description down below or above or wherever it happens to be on wherever you're listening to this podcast. There's a link there that you can click to join our Discord, and that's about all you need to do. Easy as that.
Sweet! So get over there and do it, everyone.
Sounds good. All right, let's start the show.
Press start.
This is episode 187, and today is Thursday, the 21st of September 2017. Welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. I am your host, Lucas, and here with me is my co-host and very good friend, Snoogs. How are you, mate?
Good evening, good sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Not a problem in the world.
On holidays?
Yeah, I know. I've been... well, I did leave the house, but it was probably about 30 minutes, and that was back to the safety and confines of my own home without any public annoying me.
Well, consider I rang you this afternoon and you go, oh, sorry, I'm sounding a bit doughy. I've just woken up.
I know. How good
I'm sitting in friggin' traffic. Yeah.
Mid-afternoon naps are fantastic. But anyway, also with us this week is our special guest from ReadyPlayerWon, and that's Brendan Browny Brown. How are you, man?
Good, man. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. How was your day today?
Next question. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, the daily grind and dealing with the general public. Isn't it fantastic? Oh, just gives me warm and fuzzy feelings.
Yeah, I'd rather tackle the clown from it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think Pat wants to talk about that.
Yeah, let's move along, thanks.
Okay, then. Before we start, I'll explain. Pat's got a irrational fear of clowns, so we won't go there. Before we start the show, here is this week's show in preview. First up, we'll do video game discussion, and then we'll do video game news. And in this week's news, we have cross-play error, Tomb Raider movie, and a PUBG Killer. And then we'll do user-created content, what's that sound, and then some last words. So, video game discussion, in the hot seat, Brendan Browny Brown, go ahead. What have you been playing, man?
Destiny 2. Destiny 2. What else?
Is that it? Is it seriously it?
Oh, that knack to basically just smashing out some Destiny, trying to get the grind level up to. I'm trying to get up to 300. I'm currently 296 at the moment, so it's not too bad. Getting there.
Wow. I think I'm 270 now. What are you, Snooks?
271, 272 with my best gear on, but it's gear I don't like to use.
Yeah. I hate that. That sucks.
Yep.
But so what are you doing mostly in Destiny 2 to get your levels?
Well, I've just got up to this point this week. I've just been able to log on Tuesdays on the resets now. So basically log in, do the Nightfall, the raid, the Crucible, just basically all the stuff to get the power gear. And that's basically about it. Just did the grind for the last 2 weeks. I spent so many hours. I've only got the one character. I've only got the one hunter at the moment. Heaps of people I know have done like 2 or 3 characters. I've just focused on one. So,
yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I don't know how people can handle doing it twice.
the intro. Oh, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Good story, but no gun had to walk so slow.
Oh, that part, yeah, where you're going really slow. But did you find it kind of a bit strange where you're like, well, I've been stripped of my light, and then immediately I have it back?
Yeah. I know. There is some holes in the story. I think they've done really well with this.
Me too. That's nitpicking. It is nitpicking. Yeah. But mind you, it would have been pretty shit playing without light, no powers.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I want to know how he revived. Oh, the ghost said he couldn't revive, but he could heal. When he got thrown off the tower. I don't know if it's spoilers or anything, but
I want to know how he fucking bounced.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
You've just been booted off a ship that's in low orbit over over the tower. Oh, and then you just wake up in a rubble. Oh, I can still move. You know, I'm a little bit sore.
Well, I guess he just didn't die. He was wearing enough armor, physical armor, that it kept him alive, injured, and the ghost healed him.
Maybe that's why you had to start again, because the impact destroyed all your good armor.
It did. It broke it off into a million pieces.
That might have been it.
Oh, anyway, it is nitpicking. It's a fun game to play, but
Yeah.
I've been playing Destiny 2. I've been playing heaps of things this week, as I normally do, but Destiny 2, I've been mainly playing Crucible. Isn't that weird?
Yep.
I still can't get over why I'm playing that so much. If you know me, you understand why that's a bit strange and weird.
No.
Have you raged at anyone yet?
Me?
Yeah, in Crucible.
Like what?
Has Crucible frustrated you yet?
No. No,
Well,
I win just about every game.
Well, that's always a bonus, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, not that it really makes any difference to your loot, because the ones that I do lose, I get good shit too. So it's sort of like a win-win situation. But I haven't really found any need to rage. Like, I mean, there's a couple of moments where I'm like, oh, why did I do that? That was so stupid. I should have done something better. Like, doing silly things that are, I don't know, like I'm injured, but I'm hiding and I've got time to heal, to wait for the regen, but just stupidly I'll run out of cover and go into another firefight before I've healed. You're never going to win that. I don't know what it is. Sometimes just the brain doesn't work properly and you do silly things.
I've got to say, sorry, you go, Pat.
I was going to say, just the adrenaline kicks in.
Well, it could be, yeah, and it's just the thrill of the fight. But anyway, what were you going to say, Brownie?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually have raged.
You have?
Really?
Yeah, in Crucible.
Oh, do tell.
It might be just a PC Master Race thing, but have you noticed the auto assist? If I'm aiming at someone walks behind them, the auto assist automatically follows the person behind. And while I'm trying to shoot it shits me to tears.
Yeah, I have had that.
I threw my controller. I said, that's it, turn it off, and walked away. People are like, where'd you go? I'm like, nah, can't deal with that. Goodbye. Yeah,
see that? Like, I mean, it has happened, but for me, guess that's kind of as rare as the trade kills for me. Like the trade kills when you kill them and they kill you, it does occur, but it's not all the time.
I get them all the time.
Oh, do you?
Especially if I'm melee killing. We'll both be on the ground and I'll come up the bottom. You know, both of us have knocked each other out.
Yep.
And bloody, you just sit there and swear at it.
It happened to me a lot more in the beta, but it's a sparing for me in the final release. But yeah, I'm totally enjoying Crucible. I like Clash, which is your TDM, your classic team deathmatch. I really do enjoy those. I don't so much mind the domination one, the capture the points. What's that called?
Mind blank.
I can't think. But then there's the supremacy one, which is I'm using Call of Duty terms because that's what I know best. The kill confirmed. Where you drop the little engram things down on the ground. You got to confirm and deny your kills. I pretty much hate that mode, especially when you're playing on your own with randoms, because I've
actually found that one to be the most fun.
See, I enjoy it, but I want to be playing with teammates because that's the kind of mode where you need to be playing that with a team and you need to play as a team, because if there's 4 of you there and you take out 2 of the enemy and there might be another 2 left, you still need the firepower there to make sure you can go and pick up what they've dropped. Otherwise, you don't get points. So if I go and I take out one guy and then they take me out, they deny. So they'll pick up their fallen friend's little relic on the ground, and then they come and pick up mine. It's like I didn't kill anyone at all. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Is that how
I think so, yeah.
The score works? So even though I've gotten a kill, but because they've come over the top of me and I didn't have any backup, they've killed me and collected the little thing that the enemy dropped and the thing that I dropped. So essentially they get a point and I don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's the sort of thing you've got to stick together. And with randos that don't really play the objective, they'll just run around trying to get kills. It's really hard. I just can't stand it. So that's my least favourite mode. I wouldn't mind playing that with a fire team, but I prefer just the other two modes. They're my favourites. Anything else on Destiny 2? I know we apparently Stickfigure commented on last week's podcast. He put a comment on the YouTube video for it, 35 minutes. It was like a tag, so you can click 35 minutes to skip the Destiny 2 talk. We talked about Destiny 2 for a solid 35 minutes, so I guess we don't need to do that again this week. But anything else in particular you want to mention about it? You tried the raid, didn't you, Browny?
Yeah, we tried the raid. Haven't completed it yet. We've got the 4 out of the 5 sections done.
Oh, you got that far?
Just need to do the boss really. Like, have you tried to attempt it at all?
I did a little bit of the raid with is it Isaiah's dad, Snoogs? I think that's your mate, isn't it?
Carl, yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit with him, but I don't even know, because I didn't know they were doing the raid, but I got an invitation. So I joined their fire team, and it turns out I was in the Leviathan, in the raid. And it was a part, Brownie, you'll know where this is. I don't know if it's the first, second, third, fourth, or whatever, but we were in this like golden-looking arena, and someone had to go and get like a flag and bring it back, and then we had to defend it. That's
like your central hub.
Is that the beginning of the game? Of the raid?
What that is your central hub. So you got to do that to unlock one door, and then you go into that door to complete one activity. Then when you complete that activity, you go back to that exact same area, and you have to do that for another door. So it's like your central hub area. So once you do that to the 4 doors, you unlock the final boss room. And just when you said you don't know if it's the first, second, or third, we just found out with the reset that, last week we did it, and I think it was the pools were up first. So I don't know if you've done the pool area yet, but the pools were first. Now, this time around, the dogs were first. So it actually changes every week.
Oh, okay.
So you're not doing the same area first, or...
Yeah, see, I don't know, because I was well underleveled. I'm still underleveled. The raid is recommended... What is it? 270. 270? No, it's 260 to 280, isn't it? The recommended light?
I thought it was 270 for actually recommended for the raid.
Oh, look, you probably want 280, 290, but anyway, I at the time I was only like 268 or whatever, well underleveled for the thing, but they needed an extra, and I had nothing better to do, so I joined in. But the thing is, we were all inexperienced. None of us knew what we were doing. I think there might have been one guy in there that had done it before, and we were struggling. So we didn't know what we were doing. It was just the enemies were easy enough to kill, but there was just so many of them. Mm-hmm. And it went on and on and on. And I think I was there just doing the same thing over and over and over again for about an hour and a half, to a point where I fell asleep.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Well, it's quite topical for, we have been talking about falling asleep in doorways and all that sort of shit. I fell asleep during a raid because it was that boring, because nothing against the raid. It was boring because we couldn't progress. We were just essentially doing the exact same thing over and over. And we weren't wiping. We would just die and get revived. And it was became so boring that I fell asleep. Yeah. So I had to message Carl, is it? I sent him a message on the PSN saying, yeah, sorry, I sort of abruptly left the other day, but I fell asleep. That's how exciting it was for me. So I'll keep leveling, doing my thing. Once I get high enough, I'll give it a go. But I'm nowhere near going to be any sort of assistance. I think not yet. Yeah, not at 270.
It's not that difficult, eh? I don't find it difficult as in the enemies or anything. I think you can chew through them pretty easily. It's more the coordination of your fire team that is needed. It is.
Yeah.
like next level compared to anything that I played in the first Destiny. And it's not a raid that I think you can carry people through. It's more of the fact you need everyone to be working together as a unit to actually complete it, which I find a lot better than just, being able to carry anyone through.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, I do really want to give it a go, but I don't really want to be that guy that you're continually having to revive. So I'm going to wait until I'm a decent level, and I'm not pushing it. I'm not spending 5, 6, 7 hours a day on this thing. I spend maybe during the day. I didn't play it today. But during the day, I might spend maybe an hour, play some Crucible, and then during the night, I might play maybe another couple of hours, and that's about it. I'm not smashing this game. It's just I don't want to destroy it like I did Destiny 1. I played Destiny 1 like there was like it was going out of fashion, and then I got kind of tired of it.
I'm glad you said that because I'm doing the exact same. I did the whole grind thing until where I really just want to jump on the Tuesday night when it resets, do what I need to do, and then jump off, and then just play something else for the rest of the week because I don't want to do exactly what you just said. I don't want to burn myself out with Destiny because every day I was on Destiny for a good 4 to 6 hours, I reckon, because I had a different job then, and I was just on Destiny 4 to 6 hours every day. Did all 3 characters, and then I got to a point where that's it. I hated it, and I didn't play majority of the DLC come out because I just hated it. I couldn't bring myself to play it anymore. Yeah, well,
that's what I did with Ghost Recon Wildlands. I played that way too much, and then I got sick of it. So it's I'm trying to avoid that, and so I'm just playing a little bits here and there, which is keeping it cool, keeping it fresh.
Yep, very cool.
Anything else on Destiny?
Here's me sitting in the background because I didn't play the first Destiny, and all I want to do is play Destiny.
You want to play the first Destiny?
No, the second one. I'm not. Yeah. The first one's old. Done.
Yeah. You can't go backwards now.
Yeah, just the amount of time I've got my Titan, like I said, 271, 272. I've got a Hunter on the Xbox. I have started a Warlock, which I've done that first bit where you get to the farm. So I've started that on the PS4 as well. And I cannot get enough of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've spent I don't know how many hours on the PS4, but it'd be a stupid number already. And I'm actually starting to understand how different parts of it go together and how the gear works and everything, which is frightening in itself because then it's starting to become more and more like the Division was for me.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. Yeah,
and changing those little things and trying to find small different attributes to sort of complement the way that I play and the way that I want to be in a fire team. And
and to be honest, I think you've jumped in the better Destiny anyway. If I didn't play the first Destiny and I played the second Destiny, I'd be so much happier because I honestly think they've improved on everything, on every aspect.
I know Destiny. Sorry,
the only thing I'd bring back is Dinglebot. That's it. That's the only thing I miss.
Yeah, me
You're
too.
You're not the first to say that.
Yeah, look, I mean, nothing against Nolan North, but Peter Dinklage is the original. I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. I liked him.
Yeah, same.
So did I. But yeah, Destiny 1, longest beta test in the history of video games.
3-year D2 beta. Yeah.
I think it actually got up to the Zeta test. Is that one of those things?
That could work, yeah.
There you go. Browny, you said you were playing NAC 2?
Yeah. I think I got up to chapter 4 so far.
What are you thinking of it? What are you thinking about it? Of it?
Love it. I think it's great. I think you pretty much covered everything that I share your opinion on what you said on the last podcast, but I love it. Everyone says it's a kid game. I'm going to touch on this because it really G's me up. Everyone says, it's just a kid's game. Go play that on very hard, and then you come back to me. As a Souls veteran, I like to classify myself as a Souls veteran. Some of NAC 1 on very hard was harder than the stuff I played on Dark Souls. And people just shove it off as a kid's game. Get out of me.
Really?
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. Look, I can't put a big claim up like that because I've not finished any of the Souls games. Didn't really like them because they were really hard. But Knack, I played that on normal because I'm not insane, and it was a good challenge. It was very challenging. Knack 2, I've got to say, on normal is a little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
But the gameplay in Knack is, I find it like a real fresh look at an action platformer, and there are so many things in that game that you're not told about, which you accidentally, they're like happy accidents. You're like, oh, hang on a minute, does that just do that? Have you played it in co-op yet?
No, I haven't. No.
You should give that a go, because it's kind of like a consequence-free style of co-op. You know, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 when you had Tails?
Yep.
But whether Tails died or not didn't really matter, because it was sort of just a playable person that could run around. Well, in Knack 2, the bringing up all you do is you sign into a second controller and it automatically splits Knack into two, and you've got a blue Knack and a red Knack, and you can work off each other. Like you know in Knack 2 where you've got that ability, you hold the punch button down and it goes into like a rapid fire punch thingy. Yep. Well, if you do that behind the other Knack, it punches the relics, because Knack is made up of hundreds of these different particles. It punches the relics and fires them off like a machine gun. So you can actually shoot.
That's awesome. So you turn into Rambo 4, the end scene where you just machine gun.
Exactly, yeah, but you're just punching cool. You're punching the back of your mate and all these little bits and pieces are flying off. It's just little things like that it's not a special ability that you need to unlock, and it's not something the game tells you about, but you can do it, which is really cool. But I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah, I like the subtle changes. Were you able to kick in the first one? I'm not sure if you were able to, but I thought that was good. And
I can't remember.
You've picked up those lightsaber looking things. Have you picked up one of them yet? Where they're on the ground, you pick them. Yeah, you pick them up. It's like the sunstone, and you use it as a sword.
That's not the invincibility thing, is it?
I think so. Yeah, I've only used them once.
They kind of look like whips or like the chains of Olympus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just use them and rain town sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that in this second one, you're not just punching invisible walls. You actually got to earn your chests, where you got to, there might be a little hidden pathway, and you can only get there by either being a certain size, like a small Knack, or you got to be a bigger Knack, instead of just randomly hitting the walls. So I think they've put some time and effort to it.
That's it. Oh, and shout out to Rusky Big Muskie as well. Last week I put a question through to him, being out from our overseas American audience, that yes, they do use the word Knack in their common everyday use. So it may well be why Knack is called Knack, because there was a knack to beating the enemies. It wasn't just simple go in there and button mash. It was you needed to think. You needed to think about how that enemy is to be taken down, and you need to learn, because the enemies were progressively changing, and you'd have to work out the knack to beating them. Which is
100%. Because the first one, on very hard, you had 3 hits. That's it. You're dead.
Yeah.
I remember trying to take on 2 ogres. They had the big swords. Yep. That doesn't sound too hard, but then you got the one ogre in the back throwing a boomerang.
Yeah.
No way in the world you're going in there just trying to smash everyone. You have to literally dodge, time your attacks, get out, and you can't. I'll argue the fact to anyone who says it's just a kid's game. Yes, it's got the kid exterior, like you said, and it might have a kiddish sort of story. But if you just want to judge it on like gameplay mechanics, I'll argue the fact that it's just not a kid's game.
I've just got this mental image of Browny finishing Knack 1 on the hardest setting and then just rocking backwards and forwards in the corner.
You know what? The funny thing is, it made me feel sick. Because not only you had to finish it on hard, you had to collect all the gems, and you had to do that by opening all the chests. Because I went for the platinum, I got the platinum, and it was one of the hardest platforms I've ever had to do. You
nutter.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Glutton for punishment, I guess.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, does that finish off your games that you've played for the week? Anything else you want to mention?
Not really. Right. I did go see it, but Sneeze doesn't want to talk about that.
Oh, he doesn't. Did you like you saw it?
No, my fear is happy clowns. Scary clowns, I actually think are quite funny. This is why it's so irrational. Because scary clowns are funny because you know what they're all about because they're scary. You know, happy clowns, they're hiding something, little bastards.
Yeah.
Was it good? It was good.
I wouldn't say it was good. It was okay.
You know what? I actually
haven't. Is it a good nod to the original? Because I love the original.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I've not seen the original. Is that sacrilege? What? Is that bad?
Not as bad as walking in to see this movie and thinking, okay, I've seen the original, and I didn't even know it was a miniseries. I just thought it was a movie. The original was a miniseries. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
a lot of Stephen King's movies were like that because they were like 9, 12 hours long, weren't
they? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So he essentially.
That's why I was so disappointed with The Dark Tower.
Yeah, I remember you were saying because they cut it down to a movie length or whatever.
I walked out of it going, fucking millennials.
Anyway. All right. Actually, I was going to get you to do it at the start, but I completely forgot. Browny, tell us all about and give us some information on where you come from, what you do with ReadyPlayerWon.
Oh, started ReadyPlayerWon earlier on this year. I was in chats with me mate, one of my best mates last year to start up last year, but he had a few things going last year, so decided to push it off until this year, and we brought another mate on board, and we're just three friends wanting to build a interactive community who love, anything from video games to movies to TV shows. We've got a YouTube channel, ReadyPlayerWon, and the one spelt with a W, and you can find us on Facebook with ReadyPlayerWon with a W as well.
Awesome. Well, the links to the ReadyPlayerWon outlets will be in the description down below, but go and check them out. I mean, look, Aussie Games Express is a community pretty much based on video games, and that's really about as far as we branch out. If you want to get something with a bit more variety, ReadyPlayerWon's the place to go because you guys cover off on a lot of things: movies, TV shows. You've got Netflix posts up there. You've got video game stuff. It's a variety of things there, so it's definitely worth going and checking it out. Give them a follow on YouTube, give them a like on Facebook, and don't forget to let them know where you come from. Tell them that Age sent you.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you very much for joining our show.
No dramas. It's an honour.
Wonderful. Snoogs!
Yes!
Your turn. What have you been playing?
My turn. I have been... Actually, I shall start off with a game that I've just jumped into for a few minutes because it's kind of relevant for a little bit later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, played some Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
Now, I only jumped in just because I just wanted to get the daily things out of the way, see what they were. They were all for Terrorist Hunt. So I'm like, all right, I'm just sitting here by myself. I'll go and play them.
Mm-hmm.
So jumped in, just left the game chat on, and started playing. So first round, there's two blokes talking, and they're trying to talk to everyone. Everyone in the game says it's got a headset. I'm the only one that talks back. So we're all having a laugh, having a bit of a joke. There's one bloke sitting there eating Fruit Loops or something dry because he's weird. But so we're having a bit of a laugh. Finish that round, go into the next one. Go to the next one, these guys are there again. All right, cool. So again, we've had a bit of a laugh. They're still trying to talk to everyone else in the game, and they find someone that they knew the night before. And this guy starts talking smack, so they go, "You're not old enough to play this game," and team killing.
Okay.
And this kid just loses it. And he sounded like he was 12. They referred to him as the 12-y. I'm just laughing, going, dude, come on. We're just going to get this done. I just want to get my extra XP and get out of here. Nah, they start going, and this kid just goes full spastic. He loses it. They're like carrying on a bit. Oh, you're too young to play this game. I'm telling you, Dad. I'm going to dob you in. Blah, blah, blah. And so this guy just starts screaming, like squealing, and then halfway through his voice starts to break. So at least, nervous. So at least on a good note, they helped him kick into puberty. But I'm just sitting there and going, dude, what are you guys doing? They thought it was hysterical. I'm just like, I just want to finish this round. And that was it. I got the last 2 things that I needed to get for the dailies, and I turned it off. So, that was something that was quite funny.
Train wreck.
Something bit of a train wreck, but it was just a laugh. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't team killing. I just like to get on there and have fun and play the game. It's when it's supposed to be played. But
therein lies the reason why. Like, if he was 12, he probably shouldn't be playing online like that.
No.
I mean, to each their own.
He literally stood there. If you could imagine a kid standing in front of you throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
And just screaming at the top of their lungs. That's what this kid, guy, boy, whatever you want to call him, was doing into the microphone. And it just was, okay, how do I mute this little prick? You know, where is it? And then thankfully he dropped out, so that was enough.
Yeah, see, if I had a 12-year-old boy who was into video games, I'd probably let him play games like that. But no microphone, no headset, you can play the game, and that's it. No talking to people.
Yeah, and no, you know, this guy was being pretty full on the way that he was carrying on. You know, and it's just like, if I did that when I was younger, my dad would have walked in the room and backhanded me. So,
oh, you mean the kid was going on? Okay.
Oh yeah, the kid was carrying on first off. Because these blokes were having a laugh and, you know, mucking around and shooting each other and just doing what they wanted to do, really. Not really affecting anyone else than he started, so they turned on him.
Ah, well, yeah, you make your bed, you could sleep in it.
Yes. And over the weekend...
What else?
Over the weekend, I got a new toy.
Ooh, does it go bzzz?
No, I don't need that. My dryer's out of
new
sync.
Controller?
No, I don't know. I've got 3 of them sitting in front of me. So over the weekend, I was reviewing a game, which I'll talk about next, and doing some video capture on the PS4. And it would get to a certain point where you'd be on it for a few minutes, you'd be recording for a few minutes, and the fan would spool up, and it would just boot me out of the game. Then it just sort of go back to the home screen and not really do anything. Wouldn't shut down or anything like that, but just the fan would go hard, and it would turn off. So I said, that's it. I've had enough. I went down to my local EB game store, spoke to them there, and because I'd been putting some money aside with Destiny 2 coming up, previously I had nearly paid off a PS4 Pro. So I now have that in my office, sitting right next to me. It is the sexy white Destiny 2 bundle.
Nice.
Not special edition, as I later found out. It's only a bundle. But it looks good. It works well. I've noticed a few little things differently compared to the standard PS4, but overall, it looks good. It plays good. It feels like a PS4.
Yeah, so it's a white PS4 Pro with the game bundled with it. That's about it, right?
Yeah. So pretty much what they've done is they've opened up the PS4 Pro box, put a copy of the game in it, and then put a copy of the Destiny box over the outside.
Yeah. They tend to do that a bit. That would have been really nice to have like a insignia or something Destiny related, whether it was the Traveller on the top of the Pro or an engram.
Even the Destiny controller. The Destiny controller would have been nice.
Yep. But it's just a white controller, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all stock standard. It's just white.
Yeah. There's just so many of these so-called special edition consoles are really just money grabs. They're a bit silly.
Yep.
Some of them look great. Like the
Xbox ones.
Yeah, the Xbox ones do look a lot better. That limited edition Gears of War one, the red one.
The Xbox One S. That was awesome.
Yeah, the One S. And when you press the button, it changes instead of a bing, it does like the Gears of War sounds and stuff.
Yeah, made me ready. That's for sure.
Oh man, like what is Sony? See, I think. Look, this is a massive speculation. There's absolutely no research put into this, but I just think that either Sony just don't care as much, or they're just laying back on their laurels because they're smashing Microsoft's Xbox. You know that whole concept of why try harder when you're smashing it? You know what I mean?
Well, even in Xbox 360, though, they had the Star Wars, they had the Gears of War, they had the ones that actually looked. They've been doing it for a while.
They have always done better. Yeah.
I think it was always too. It's different markets as well.
Yeah.
You know, Xbox has always been aimed at a younger market, and it's kind of changed over, probably this generation more so. But last generation, the Xbox was always aimed, and the way it was advertised and everything was always aimed at the younger market. So that's where, doing those special editions, you see people that have got 5, 6 different boxes of Xbox 360s in their house, and you're like, why?
Yep.
And that's because I'm the older market. My PS4 pretty much had to die before I went and took it in and upgraded to the Pro. So
yeah, that's generally how I work too. Yeah, but not lately. Generally,
you just look at it and go, "Oh, all right, let's go."
New one
coming out. Okay, so on to the games that I've been reviewing.
Do tell.
Project Cars number 2.
Ooh.
Oh. So back on episode, I think it was 168, something like that. I came along and said that I just had a go of an early build of Cars 2, and I said something that I was questioned about and told that it was a very bold statement that Project Cars would be leading the way in this generation for the racing genre.
Was that me?
And
did I question that?
Both yourself and Red.
Oh, okay.
Just said, whoa, that's a big claim. Are you sure you want to say that? Yeah. And I stand by it.
Well,
now,
from what I've seen...
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, from what I've seen, man, I pretty much agree with you.
Having played it, so I've put about 8 to 10 hours into it.
Yep.
And I cannot fault it. Everything that you want in a racer is there. The stuff that you want for it's casuals, while you can pick up and just race and just go and have a blast and have a bit of fun. There's going to be certain areas for someone that's a casual racer or that doesn't know a lot about cars. They're going to find a little bit daunting, especially in the setup. But to combat that, there's also a race engineer now. So say you go and you do your practice session, right? So you go out on the track, you figure out that the car, when you jump on the brakes, you're sliding through the corner or the back end's kicking out or whatever like that. So you can go into these sections and talk to your race engineer, and you'll say, like, you'll have an option come up. Yep, something's wrong. I've got problems when I brake, and then it'll come up and it'll give you a list of things that you can pick from.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
so you pick, I'm locking up too much. So you'll pick that, and it'll come up on the race engineer. Okay, seems you've got too much brake bias on the front end of the car. We'll dial that back a bit, and they just do it.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yes,
So essentially you're not necessarily going in and doing the nitty-gritty shits of adjusting the brake bias, but you're still diagnosing the issue yourself by racing and going, okay, I'm locking up too early, or I'm getting too much understeer or oversteer, so you go in and select that. So you don't necessarily need to go into the nitty-gritty of the stuff, being a mechanic, but you can still feel involved in evolving your car and how it performs.
A lot of times you sit there and you'll pick up a car and it'll say, top speed of 318 kilometers an hour. But you're going down a straight, you're going flat out, and you can see it. It's valve bouncing. Because it's hitting the rev limiter. So you go back into the pits and go, I'm not hitting my top speed. Okay, so and it'll ask you, are you topping out? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's change the diff ratios. Let's change the gear ratios. Are you topping out? No, it feels like it's sluggish. Okay, well, let's change the aerodynamics to try and get you a bit more top end speed, but you're going to lose a bit of cornering speed. So it gives you all this information to go through and talk with. And It's absolutely fantastic.
That sounds great,
this
man.
is coming from someone who knows the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
I can get in and set up a car from the ground up and have it done the way that I want it done.
Oh yeah, I'm heaps good at changing all of the settings. Whether they improve the performance or not's a different story. That sounds so good though, Snook. See, look, I'm holding off playing Project Cars 2. I really want to play it, but as I've been discussing with you this week, I'm trying to get my hands on a steering wheel and a cockpit set up. Mm-hmm. So once I get that, my filthy little hands on a setup like that, I'm going to start playing a lot more racing games.
Yeah, so it's definitely that side of it is absolutely phenomenal. A few of the other things that I've been playing with, so I've started my career mode. You can pick which way you want your career to go, so you've got a certain tree. Me personally, I am ridiculously mad about the GT3 series.
Would you just say slightly mad?
No, ridiculously mad.
You don't know? You don't get that?
No.
Slightly Mad Studios?
Ah, there you go, see? See what happens, mate? It's because I'm too tall. It takes a while for the penny to drop.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. I've lost where I was now.
My bad.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. I love the GT3 series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much the only racing I watch now. I don't really get involved in the V8 supercars or anything like that anymore. So GT3, and we've actually discussed it and had a laugh about it. My favourite GT3 cars are either the Bentley or the McLaren. So the Bentley because it's pretty much a racing couch, and the McLaren because it's just insane.
Yeah, because once you get out of the Bentley and it's raining, you can pull the umbrella out of the door.
Yeah, exactly, and away you go. You're right. Yeah. But so I've chosen this time around. I've skipped past. You can start down as low as karts. So the first things that you race are your outdoor karts, and they'll do 180k an hour. It's absolutely insane.
What about an esky with an engine on it?
No, that'll be a downloadable feature for the Bathurst track. I think.
Be DLC for Bathurst. That's it.
Nice. Only allowed to be played after 4 tinnies.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, and it's on a closed circuit, so there's no.
You're right. Yep. But so you can start down as low as the karts, and then you get to pick your next level. I've skipped the karts at the moment, and I've gone the route that will take me up through the GT3s. So at the moment, I'm racing the GT5 Gianetta Cup.
When I take play these racing car games, though, I don't normally do anything other than time trials. I just pick a car, pick a track, and race. It's kind of how I am with sports games too. Like if I ever play FIFA, I don't really do any of the tournaments or campaigns or whatever. I just pick a team and do a friendly or something.
Yeah, well, the careers, the way that I played the first one, I started off with the career, and I started all the settings off reasonably easy. And as I progressed through, I turned all the settings up, so you can actually control the aggressiveness and the ability of your AI. So you can turn it right down so that they're pretty much numpties, or you can have them as professional drivers. So at the moment, I'm sitting about halfway.
Halfway between a numpty and a pro.
Yep. So
that sounds like my Snoogans.
Yep, that's right there in the middle. But with Project Cars 1, I had it about 80%. So I was not quite quick enough to get up over the top, but now I've got the steering wheel. It's a little bit better. So I'm doing faster times than I used to, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, cool.
But so it's absolutely brilliant. And the other big thing is the time of day and weather effects. So you can actually set it up. So if you want to do a quick trial, you can set up any track that you want to have any weather effect that you want. And when I say any weather effect, I mean any weather effect. I've raced Bathurst in the snow, in a blizzard. I've done street circuits where it's been absolutely pissing down thunderstorm, and the water on the track will actually pool in the corners. So you'll get halfway through a corner, you hit the apex, and the front end of the car gets pulled into the corner because you've hit a puddle of water.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can set up, I think it's 4 different levels for the weather effects. So you can have 4 different weather effects throughout the race. You can set up what speed you want them to roll through, what speed you want the time of day to go. So pretty much in a 24-minute race, you can have 24 hours of progression.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool, and it all works seamlessly. I've not had any issues. I've only played it very minimally on the Pro. Most of it was done on the standard PS4, and I had no screen tearing, no jumps, no glitches. It's all been fantastic. So it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Oh, nice, big call. Yeah,
big call. And like I said back quite a few shows ago, GT5 is going to have to really go above and beyond, because,
and I don't think honestly, it will.
No, I don't. I think Project Cars has this esport pedigree that it's just very much on show.
I just have this feeling, like the last couple of times, really. Gran Turismo is going to be a 3-year-old game that's been delayed, and when we finally get it, it's going to be old.
Well, it's always online too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Silly mistake.
Like you have a look at the most recent Gran Turismo, which is 6.
And compared to 5, it was terrible.
It was rubbish. I've never seen something so horrible. I mean, but like the Xbox fanboys and shit are always taking the piss out of it, showing up the current Gran Turismo game up against the current Forza game. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it is. It's rubbish. There's nothing to be...
It came out at orbit time too, though. Because GT6 came out at like the end of the PlayStation 3 era, and PlayStation 4 literally got... I think it was 2 months. So I was in 2 months into the PlayStation 4 life, and then it got released in December. It was weird, really weird.
These GT games take too long to come out. They get delayed, and by the time they come out, the everything they've programmed into it's old. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I think the pedigree of Polyphony will definitely come through with the visuals, but again, it's a racing game. It's more about the actual racing itself than if you can drive down and see a little bit of a flicker in the front of the car because it's shiny. It doesn't really matter. Project Cars has fantastic damage. I've purposely destroyed an Indy car, a Ferrari F50, and I've tried to roll a Bentley. I haven't been able to get it quite to flip over yet, but I've gotten pretty close with it.
It's too fucking heavy.
Yeah, probably. There's too many suitcases in the boot.
Yeah, that's. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Gran Turismo Sport is amazing, but I don't know. Project Cars is great. I have played Project Cars 2, and it's fantastic. I've played the Forza 7 demo. I'm weighing towards Project Cars 2 at the moment as the choice, and it's cross-platform too. Like it's multi-platform too. You can get it on everything: PC, PS4, Xbox One. Whereas it's not one of their what do you call them? That word. What's that word? Exclusives. Thank you. It's not one of those.
Pat sold me on it. I wasn't planning on picking it up, but after hearing that, I'm sold already.
There you go. And I'll be playing a fair bit of it once I get my rig. Once I get my steering wheel set up. I've got the wheel. I just need the...
Speaking of rigs.
Yeah.
I got a phone call last week. Our mate, Roy Boy.
Yeah.
And he goes, so what are you up to on Wednesday night? Oh, not too much, mate. What do you got? What's happening? So he's won a competition with IGN to go down and have a crack of Project Cars 2 at the Sydney Race Centre in Darling Harbour, which are a great bunch of guys. So go and have a look and see what they're all about. and it was on a full race simulator that we could go and have a crack at. So I get down there and have a look and say good day to a few people and see what's going on. And it was pretty much a race for a copy of Project Cars 2, like the very special edition with all the bits and pieces in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, this full rig setup. So 3 TV screens in view, speakers everywhere blasting the noise at you, and a seat and steering wheel that moves. So you jump on the anchors and the front end dips and it feels like it's going to throw you out through the car. You know, you hit things and it bounces and throws you around. You can feel when you drop the clutch and the back end of the car starts spinning, you can feel the back tyres, just the way that it moves. You can feel that they're going, and absolutely phenomenal. I, on the other hand, though, was terrible. Absolutely terrible. When all the racing that I've done on Project Cars 2 has been on racetracks in a race car. And that's pretty much all I ever did on Project Cars 1. I stuck to just the race cars doing certain racetracks that I enjoyed.
What was the race? Did they make you drive a Teeter or something?
No, they made you drive the McLaren, the road-going version of it. And it was around the track that I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it, but it's the one that's set in Scotland.
Scotland.
So you can pick which one of our Scottish mates really went well.
Well, yeah. So how did Roy go?
Roy went. Actually, I got knocked out in the first round. So the first round was 25 minutes. It was just time trials, so lap times. Who's got the best times goes through
at the end of 25 minutes. Yeah, at
the end of 25 minutes. Then the next, so that was on this track. I did a 1:45, and Roy did a 1:25. So that shows you how terrible I was at it.
Oh wow!
And so he went through to the next round.
Yep, he is pretty good at racing games, though.
Oh, definitely, yep. And so he was up near the top end of the sheets. I think the fastest was about a 2:19 or something. So he was up near the top end. Second one come along, which would have been more up my alley because it was the V8 Falcon supercar around Mount Panorama.
Oh, okay.
And on my setup at home, I do 2.6, 2.7 around there. On their setups, fastest was 2:09. Which when you watch this guy who did the 2:09, it was absolutely blistering to watch. And Roy did a 2:11. So he did, again, exceptionally well. I was actually watching him do his laps, and the lap that he did 2:11 I thought was slightly quicker. It actually looked that well. He did brilliantly. It was like watching the TV and watching a top 10 shootout type thing. And then it was on to Long Beach in the Indy cars. So went all through. End of the day, Roy come fourth out of about 50 people. So
well done, Roy.
Exceptionally well. But every person that got off it, myself included, after that first 25 minutes, you get off and they just looked drained, sweating like nothing else. It was so intense and it took so much out of you, but God, it was fun.
Yeah, shit ton of concentration.
Oh, but just even the way that the thing moves, because you've got to hold yourself. If you just if you relaxed, it'd throw you out.
You'll fall out, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've been in things like that before, like at the EB Expo a couple of years ago, and I love them. And that's where I perform best. I can actually be really competitive, but using a controller, I suck. I'm really bad. You can't judge the corners properly, I don't think.
No, this was a brilliant setup, and especially with the three screens, they had it set up so you're looking out from the inside of the car, and absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, well, I'm massively sold on it. PlayStation VR, Project Cars 2, and a steering wheel rig. I'm sold. That's what I want to be in. That's what I want to do.
I know there's support for Vive and Oculus.
Yep.
I haven't heard anything about PS VR yet.
Oh, look, maybe. Actually,
but I've said
GT Sport has it. I'm hoping they bring something for Project Cars. If that happened, either way, I'm still going to be going down that path with the steering wheel set up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen this week.
I've said from day one with VR that if Project Cars ever brings out PSVR compatibility, I will have one. And that's still...
Well, Project Cars 1 had Oculus support, so I don't know why they wouldn't bring PlayStation VR.
On the side note, with regards to VR, one of the biggest things about VR and its ability to help you with racing is you can turn your head to look into the corners.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Excuse me. With Project Cars 2, I do a lot of racing from the helmet cam because you can see the sides of the visor and the top and bottom. And when you actually are racing, everything around you except the little tunnel in front of you blurs out.
Oh,
which someone who's done the stupid shit in the car have done, it kind of does that, especially when you shouldn't be doing it. So that's where I race predominantly from the helmet cam. And in Cars 2, the helmet cam actually turns in. So if you're coming to the corner, you jump on the anchors and you turn, say, left or right, the head will actually look for the apex of the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's actually quite a bit of help, and you get a bit more of an understanding of how big the car is and where you need to be on the track. Yeah, it's a good help.
Nice. All right. What else, Nergs? Anything else, man?
No, I think that's about it. Lots more Destiny. I've got on the PS4, the Xbox One, and yeah, just punching through it. Really enjoying it.
All right. Well, look, I'll go through what I've got for the week. I've got a fair bit to try and get through. First things first. 2 weeks. And you know what I'm talking about when I say 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and I'm not. Oh well, I am kind of referring to that part of that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. That's what I sent you the tweet today with that little GIF. But yeah, 2 weeks for the EB Games Expo up in the Gold Coast. Looking forward to that one. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to it, like a great weekend of new video games, getting hands-on with a whole bunch of games that aren't released yet. But I'm also looking forward to getting a bit loose on the Goldie.
I don't know how loose you're going to get, mate. The wife's already warned me. Your wife's already warned me.
What?
She has. She told me months ago.
No, she fucking... What did she say?
I think the only thing was that I'm not allowed to take you to Porky's.
Not allowed to take me to what?
Porky's.
Then you know that's exactly where we're going. Nobody tells Lucas what he can and can't do except for me.
I will have nothing to do with that one because I don't want the conversation when we get home.
Porky's it is. All right. Now, Destiny 2, I forgot to mention, Browny, thank you, man. You got me through the Nightfall. I've done Nightfall once now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think technically I've done it twice. Didn't we do it with someone? I think I did it with you, Browny, and then later on we did it again with Snooks. So I've done it twice. There we go. I played the Forza 7 demo this week. Is it still called Forza Motorsport 7? Or is it just Forza 7?
I think it's shortened to Forza 7. I'm pretty sure it's still Forza Motorsport.
Oh, okay. Well, I played the demo. The demo is available now, and the full game's available on the 3rd of October. But I downloaded the demo, gave it a go, and turned it off. It was nothing special. I mean...
Did you play it on the 1S?
Yeah. Yep.
How'd it look?
Oh, it looks great. Yeah, it does. It looks fantastic. But the setup, this is... I'm not saying it's crap, but the setup of the cars that it gave me was absolutely terrible. I played it without changing any of the settings, and I could literally go around the track holding the accelerator. I didn't even need to brake. It's got all the assists on. So I went through, because I thought, well, obviously the assists are on. So I turned the steering to like simulation or whatever it was. I don't know why you would need steering assist. I turned the ABS. Actually, I left the ABS on. I turned the traction control off and left the stability control on. And went into the next race and tried it. And I couldn't go around corners, like not corners, mind you. I couldn't go around bends at like 80 mile an hour. It was like sliding off. I'm like, what's wrong with these settings? It didn't really feel right. Now, obviously, I haven't heard anybody else complaining about these things, so it's obviously me. But if I can't set it up myself, then it's no good for me. And it was just, I don't know, it just didn't work. I've never had that issue in any other racing game before. I normally just go, okay, I don't want that setting, and go into it, and I'm fine. Like Forza Horizon, I don't have any trouble with that. Forza 5
Forza Horizon, you won't have any trouble with that because it's more based towards the arcade.
Well, yeah.
Where this Forza Motorsport, like 7, I believe is wanting to get as close to full sim as.
Well, yeah, but so the Forza Motorsport games have been full sim as well. I've played Forza 5 and 6, and I never had this problem before. I've played Gran Turismo. I've never had this problem before. So I don't know if it's the particular cars that was being used. Like, I would literally go, like it would be, I'd be fanging it, and it'd be a slight, like a bend, not a corner. It was just a curved part of road. And I'd be doing like 80, 100 mile an hour. And it would want to drift off the side of the track. I'm like, and even slowing down, like obviously you'd need to slow down for a bend. I'd have to go down to like 50 mile an hour. I don't know what was going on. If I had the wrong tyres on or something, I don't know. But it was just set up and I was struggling big time. I did watch Down Under Gaming. They've got a YouTube video up where Stickfigure talks about the comments that have been made on Twitter about the demo. And I was watching, and during the video, it's just him playing and talking over the top of it, like narrating.
Yep.
And even he was crashing and sliding off the track. So I don't know if there's a weird issue with grip or what have you. I'd like your opinion. If you can get your hands on it, download it and try it. I want to see if you know what I'm talking about. And if there's a quick fix, if it's me, if I'm absolutely hopeless, or if it's just a weird thing.
It's probably one of those things, because it's only a demo. It's probably just set up with a road car. The suspension would be very loose, so you just wouldn't a corner.
Well, there's 3 cars you can choose from. One of them was a Nissan. I think it was the GTR. Mm-hmm. Another one was a Porsche, and then there was a truck. I did the Porsche and the Nissan.
So you would have been in the Nissan at least.
Yeah, I did the Porsche and the Nissan. The Nissan first, and yeah, they'll actually, I didn't try the Nissan without the settings on. That was the one that I literally didn't need to touch the brake. I just held the accelerator and steered. But mind you, I did win that race.
Oh, there you go. See? It worked.
Rubbish. Felt like a baby. But anyway. Brownie, do you have a Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You haven't tried Forza 7, did I?
No, the last Forza game I played was Forza Horizon 2, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Forza Horizon 3 wasn't bad. I liked that. That was actually good fun.
The one based in Australia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Aussie one. That was
I still
really
jump
cool.
on that every now and again.
I don't get onto it enough, but I think that's the issue with having bloody physical discs. I've got to take them from room to room because I've got 2 consoles and I play in different areas. Every time I feel like playing it, it's in the other room.
First world
Always.
problem.
It is first world problems. Stupid physical discs.
I'd see my Xbox was out in the lounge room, so I've now got it to sit next to the PlayStation. So I was like, all I got to do is take the HDMI cable and swap it over, and I'm good to go. Don't even have to get up.
How good's not getting up for stuff?
That's always a good thing.
That's the dream.
All right. Another game I played this week, the embargo, I think, lifts tomorrow night, something like that. Anyway, it'll be good by the time this show goes live. But Auto Age Standoff, Snoogs, you hooked me up with this game to review on PC, and it's like an 80s cartoon. This game.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. Think Transformers, thinks G.I. Joe, think Twisted Metal for gameplay.
Wow,
that's the kind of game it is on PC. There's, I don't know, some glaring issues with it though. I don't know. It's like there's a lot of balancing issues that need to be taken care of, I think. Now I'm no, world beater when it comes to playing video games, but I found that I took a lot more damage than the AI did when I was playing like the campaign / tutorial. And there was a boss where he would just keep regenerating. I don't know, there might have been a trick to it, but I was struggling big time. But the game itself is sort of marketed towards this online play. That's what they want you to do. Even to the point where the campaign is actually called the tutorial. I guess they've done that to say, don't worry about the campaign, just play online. But in saying that, the campaign's not too bad. The characters are cool. There's some, heartstringy moments in there, which isn't too bad. But the multiplayer is what they're trying to push here. But even that, I mean, I was playing it before release, so there wasn't really much of a player base. I mainly had a bit of a bot fest and probably a couple of other journos that had their hands on the early access or beta version of the game. But it's basically Twisted Metal with an 80s sort of theme behind it, and all these different cars that you can choose from with rockets and guns and turrets and all that sort of stuff with sort of Rocket League-esque tracks. But the controls are pretty shit, man. It lets it down, unfortunately. But I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. It's a pretty simple game. It's like Rocket League with guns, and you're supposed to just kill each other. What are you doing, Snoogs? You lost.
No. I'm listening.
You're just muted. That's all.
Oh no, because I've got the fan on it. I don't want to have this noise over everything that's going on.
Can't hear it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what else to tell you. What else did you want to know anything about it? It's an indie game. It's coming out on Steam only. It's not on any of the consoles. And
when's it due out? Do you know?
Tomorrow.
Have you got it then? Tomorrow.
Tonight.
Be out.
Sorry, I'm a little bit confused because it's different time zones or what have you. I think it's one of those like 1 a.m. or something like that. So it's out now. Save out for argument's sake. People are listening to this on Sunday. It's out now. Go and have a look on Steam. It's just I didn't really like the controls. That was probably the big issue. I used a Xbox One controller, so you can use that. You can use keyboard and mouse as well. But it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right. I think it needs a little bit more adjusting. But that's Auto Age Standoff.
More tweaks, you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I've got a review up on our YouTube channel. Check it out, see if it's for you. It's definitely got charm to it. Good enough graphics. It's kind of like Borderlands-y, cel-shaded kind of graphics. Not bad. Not fantastic, but not bad.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where's that review going?
YouTube.
Sweet.
Yeah. I also played, I don't know if you can call it a game. Brownie, have you heard of this one? The Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator.
Oh dear Lord, no. What's that about?
It's not really a game. It's just this. It's something that you set up and then you watch. You may have seen some GIFs on Reddit or some videos or whatever on YouTube. But essentially you just set up fights and battles. I don't know if you saw it, but I put up a video today on our Facebook channel and Facebook page and YouTube channel of 7 Marvel characters, Marvel heroes, versus 3,000 zombies.
Yep, seen that.
And I set up some crazy stuff last night. I was going to play PUBG, but I got stuck playing Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. I set up one where I had the Doom guy versus 5,000 Roman warriors with swords.
Yeah,
Can you guess who won?
Doom guy.
Doom Guy won! I've yet to put anyone up against Doom Guy and beat him. There was also Chuck Norris. You could put Chuck Norris in there. I'm pretty sure he's invincible. But this game, so to speak, I mean, you can actually control individual units, but the idea behind it is that you can set like 10,000 units against 10,000 units. I think 20,000 units would probably make my computer explode, but I think I found my limit to keep it around 60 frames was about 5,000 to 6,000 units on screen. So you could actually set up some pretty epic battles. And I've done like the Ninja Turtles, and I've had Deadpool up against all these different creatures. I've had 2,500 Jedis up against 2,500 stormtroopers, and obviously none of the stormtroopers actually hit any of the Jedis, so the Jedi won, obviously. But yeah, it's I don't know why it is as fun as it is, because literally you set it up, you set the parameters, you download the mods or the different skins, the different characters you want, you set how many of them you want to spawn, you press go and you watch, and it's just AI, the battles. And I dead set watched for about an hour and a half different battles.
You
and it's so
playing with that. Is it free?
It's not free. I paid for it.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid way too much for it. And the only reason I'm saying it's way too much is because you literally don't play anything. But I love it. I do not regret the purchase one iota. It's $15 US.
It's like almost $30 here. That's like 20.
I don't care.
Wow.
I
I'd love
love
to see
it.
Power Rangers versus. That'd be awesome.
Power Rangers versus what?
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles? Okay, well, I don't think there's a Power Ranger skin. I'll look. I'll hunt around the internet and see if I can find one. If I can find one, I'll pit up the Power Rangers against the Ninja Turtles for you. But the thing is, like the epic scale of it is amazing. It's so cool. And you can set them up in different maps, different times of day. You can set up where you want them to start from. So you can have them like at one end of a flat area to the other and then charge into each other like a typical battle like that. Or you can have archers and make them stationary so they can just shoot arrows at each other and stuff. Or you can have like heaps of different teams. So you might have team 1, team 2, up to 8 different teams fighting each other. I reckon this would be if you were struggling for something to do for the night. Couple of brewskis on, mates over, each have a team. Make sure they're sort of even with. You don't want others to be like certain teams to be OP. Set them up, have a few beers, and put a wager on it. Yep, that'd be alright, I reckon. Be good for a live stream. Put money on it. Like, let's start up our own TAB.
That's funny.
And
all you need to do is get Conor McGregor's skin, and you'll be a millionaire.
Oh yeah, and what's his name?
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. Well, my money's on him every time.
Every time.
Well, I did put Chuck Norris up against 2,000 mechs. The mechs didn't stand a chance.
So, in other words, he was just warming up.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, just before dinner. But yeah, Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Paid way too much for it, but I don't regret it one bit. It's so good.
And this is on Steam, did you say?
It's on Steam, yeah. Yeah.
It's going on my wish list. Oh,
yeah.
$2.99 or something.
Yeah, probably. But see, the thing is, I hadn't even heard of the game. So I'm like...
Be on Humble Bundle next week for $1.50.
Oh, shut up. I'll make my money back with YouTube videos with ad revenue and shit. But anyway, it's cool. Check it out. Check out the video I've made, and I'll make some more. But yeah, check out some other ones. Just search it on YouTube. There's some awesome stuff there. All right,
I'm looking.
You can do like Thomas the Tank Engine. So like you can do 1,500 Thomas the Tank Engines versus a chair if you want. You can actually pick inanimate objects to fight. It's so dumb. It's fantastic. I love it. Anyway, moving on. Oxenfree was one part of the Games with Gold on the Xbox One. I gave that a go. And
what'd you think?
I felt like
I've downloaded it.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching an episode of a TV show that my wife would watch.
Oh, God.
It's got fantastic voice acting, but it's basically a teenage soap. I mean, the story starts to build up with a little bit of supernatural stuff, which is really intriguing. But there are so many parts where I'm like, oh, will you just fucking shut up? I'm sick of listening to teenage bullshit drama. Oh, what about Billy? He doesn't like me. Oh, what about him? You want to kiss that person, don't you? Oh, fucking shut up. Where's the skip button? It's really well done.
That's why I went through Dead by Dawn or whatever it's called.
Oh,
I tried to kill every single one of them.
I know what you're talking about. What's it called? The PlayStation one exclusive.
Yeah.
What was that called?
I've gone absolutely blank.
Dawn. Come on, Brownie, you should know this.
What's that?
What's that game we're thinking of? The PlayStation 4 exclusive game.
Something about that one that was out on PlayStation doing the thing where you kill things.
Yeah, that. Come on, man.
Ah,
it's all those
Halo.
Those. That's the one on PlayStation. You belter. They're teenagers and they've got to survive until dawn or something.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. I'm saying the name.
They're going to survive until dawn.
Is that the one?
That's the one.
Okay. Good work, guys.
I'm a special creature. Now, can you understand why I paid $15 for a game you don't play? $15 US.
A night versus 1,000 screenshot. Now that looks interesting.
Sorry, you cut out them. What did you say?
A night versus 1,000 chickens looks interesting. I'm looking at screenshots now.
Oh, I'm so going to do that. It depends if they're chickens from Skyrim or if they're chickens from Zelda. Either way, you're
Everyone
fucked.
else will come chasing in after you. Don't you touch my chicken.
But yeah, so Oxenfree. I mean, it's good, and if you can sit through the teenage drama side of it, I think it'll turn into a good story because it is pretty cool and a bit eerie. But there are a lot of sequences where you're walking from one place to another, and they just talk. And he's like, "Really? Can we just have silence? I'm really sick of hearing about your shit."
Can we just have silence?
Yeah,
you really did like it.
Well, I'm torn between. I like the voice acting because the voice acting is actually really good, and it is akin to Firewatch. But Firewatch, the chemistry between, I think was it
Hank and Delilah.
Hank and Delilah, their chemistry was adult. Like it was good conversation that I could relate to, which was. It was interesting, intriguing. The dialogue, although on par with, like well acted out in Oxenfree, it's something that 17-year-olds would find interesting and drama, like, you know, love triangle bullshit and, you know, spin the bottle type party games around a campfire on the beach. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work for a 33-year-old man. So I didn't really like that part of it. But the overarching story, or I guess the main story towards it, does seem really intriguing because it's a little bit supernatural. which is cool. And the graphics
This
are
is
neat
the
too.
side scroller, yeah?
It is. It's like a side. It's a 3D side scroller though. Like the characters are 3D, and the world you're in, you can actually there's depth to it.
Yep.
So it's not a 3D world. The world itself is flat, but you can walk away from the screen. Hard to explain, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's definitely worth trying, especially for the fact that it's free. But yeah, I don't know how much you'll be able to tolerate it, depending on your type of demographic. There was another game I did try, but I was going to name it, but I'm not going to name it. We'll leave that. I'll try and get it sorted out, because I had some issues with it. It's a game that I've got to review, and I couldn't get it to work. So I'll give it another week. If I can't get it to work by next week's show, I'll shame it. I'll fucking smash it. But it's not out as yet, so I'm going to wait. Maybe it'll release this week, and then maybe it'll... Because I can't find a game. It's an online game. I couldn't get a game for the life of me. So I'll give it a bit. I'll give it a bit of grace, and we'll talk about it next week. That's it. That's all I've got for my week.
No.
Not from me anyway.
All right, fantastic. Let's go into video game news. Okay, first up in this week's news, we've got cross-play error. You guys might be around this bit of news here, but I found it quite interesting, worthy of news. Let me go through this first. There's been a lot of talk over the last few months about the possibility of cross-platform play between the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch and PC. The biggest news among all of that has been Sony's stubborn ways and their apparent unwillingness to come to the party. There have been arguments to say that it's too hard to implement, and there's also been arguments saying that Sony just doesn't want to share their player base. If there was any argument that cross-platform play was too hard to implement, it's pretty much gone out of the window now because after a slip-up by the developers of the game Fortnite. Now, due to a configuration error, there was a window of about an hour and a half or so where Xbox One players coexisted in-game with PlayStation 4 players. Whoopsies! Now, trust Reddit to come to the rescue here. Someone from Reddit spotted Xbox Live gamer tags populating the cooperative shooters servers on PlayStation 4 overnight. So while playing or whatever, probably through the night some stage, this occurred. I don't know, maybe it was Jimmy on work experience or something. This functionality has been turned off since, but the fact that it was accidentally activated, I guess, is the real proof that there are many studios out there that can probably have this feature up and running with just simply the push of a button, but Sony is saying no. What do you think about that, Brownie?
Let the floodgates open.
You think it should?
Yeah. Look, for business-wise, no. Not from Sony's standpoint, but for a gamer, yeah, I'd love it. That way I don't have to buy an Xbox. I can still play with people who choose to buy an Xbox. The only reason why I'd need to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation, depending on which way I go, is for the exclusive games.
Yeah. Like, do you think really that's the biggest thing? The business point of view is the reason why they're saying no?
I can remember back in... it was around about when Portal 2 came out.
Yeah.
Portal 2 was cross-play with PC and PS3, and Xbox was asking why it wasn't cross-platform with Xbox 360, and I'm pretty sure it was because Microsoft said no. So now the shoe's on the other foot. Why would you open up, your player base, which is what almost double the size to what Xbox is? Why?
Yeah, and it would have been for the same reason, because the 360 was smashing it back then, whereas PS3, yeah, the shoe was on the other foot.
Yep.
Now, I'd like to think this isn't tit for tat, but it would very likely be a business decision.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like, what's the PlayStation 4 player base up to now? Last time I remember it was like 60 million, wasn't it? 60 million.
60 million.
Consoles sold.
Okay, so let's say a good 50 of them have actually got 50 million PS Plus subscribers or whatever, they can play online. Why would they open that up to 20-something million of Xbox players?
No, you know what? I saw something the other week, and it was quite underwhelming that the actual amount of PlayStation Plus subscribers is actually quite low.
Yeah. Yep. That wouldn't surprise me.
Like not even millions.
Really?
Let me see
That
if I can find
surprises
it.
me.
How many PS Plus subscribers? This one here says, Sony says there's 26 million PlayStation Plus subscribers. Okay, so I think what I saw was probably something completely different. I've misread it.
Maybe it was something local.
Might have been in Australia.
Yeah, like Australian subscribers.
Possibly, yeah. Well, it's saying here that there's 26 million.
So that's a fair chunk.
But yeah, when you're saying that as well, with PSN, you're also including PS3, because people that have PS3 subscriptions as well.
Oh, okay.
But I think it is solely a business decision, because if you've got, they've got a lot of people that have jumped across when Xbox had that really shaky start, and even before the launch, a lot of people made the decision that, what Xbox was going to do, which I think a lot of it they didn't end up doing anyway. It wasn't what they wanted, so they jumped across to the PS4. They've obviously left friends behind on the Xbox, so the biggest seller isn't the biggest selling thing that makes you sell your product isn't really your advertising or your marketing or anything like that. It's word of mouth, and above all else, pretty much peer pressure.
Yeah.
So if all your mates are on the, if you're sitting there by yourself and everyone that you know is on the PlayStation, you're going to eventually cave and go and buy a PlayStation. Hell, I caved and bought an Xbox because I've got really good mates that only play on Xbox.
Yep.
Yep. Look, I don't mind the idea of them opening up the floodgates, letting it happen. Obviously, you can't party chat with them. You could probably game chat, like in-game chat with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it works with inviting them. I don't think you'd be able to invite them into the game, would you?
It really depends on the server.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
If it's a cross-platform server, they're all, it's not like they've got a stack of PS4 sitting somewhere running as a server. They're all PC servers. And if they're not relying on any computing power from Microsoft or Sony or anything, they're just running their own, something like Fortnite is, it literally is just a Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you find your mate in-game if they're not on the same
When you log onto the
platform?
server, you'd be logged in under your gamer tag, which would have an IP address associated with it.
Yep.
And whether it just be a tag or an address, or like with Discord, you've got my tag and then a hashtag number after it.
So it'd have to be like another login for that game, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which would in turn be attached to your PSN ID or whatever, but
Exactly.
would be unique for that game. And you'd be inviting players from the game, not players from another platform.
Yeah, it'd be
totally
all in
doable.
game. Yeah, very
Totally
very
doable.
easily doable.
Well, I guess that's how PC... Well, I mean, there's no PC, like, branding, so to speak. But they're all different PCs, yet they all connect to each other. So I guess it's kind of the same thing.
Someone who buys something on Steam can play with someone who's bought it on Origin.
Yes, yeah.
It's
and then laugh at them.
And then laugh at them for supporting Origin, yeah.
Why the fuck are you using Origin, you twat?
Yeah.
Actually, I got an email the other day from Origin saying somebody's trying to hack your account. I replied back saying, fuck, they can have it.
There's no monies there anyway.
I don't fucking care. Oh, dear. Anyway, that's happened. They've let the cat out of the bag now. Sony, we know that it's bullshit, that it's too hard to do. We know it works. You just don't want to. I can't really blame you. But anyway. All right, we'll move on to the next piece of news. We've got Tomb Raider movie. You guys seen the trailer this week?
Certainly did.
Absolutely.
No.
Oh, you haven't, Snoogs?
No, I'm not overly interested in it.
Fair enough. Anyway, Alicia Vikander. What'd you say?
It's another reboot story. It's already been done.
Yeah, well, it's basically the Tomb Raider reboot game retold as a movie. But anyway, I've got this here. Alicia Vikander, best known for... Am I saying that right? Vikander?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll just go.
Just put a real Australian drawl on it, and they'll just forgive you.
All right, Alicia Vikander.
There you go.
Best known for her role in Ex Machina. Now, this is the newest cinema.
Okay.
Oh, fucking so the news says. I don't know. It's the newest cinematic Lara Croft in the equally new Tomb Raider movie. The trailer, which can be found
okay, stop that. I can't take you seriously.
Well, we've got the trailer up on our Facebook page, and it's been released this week, and it shows her in action as the video gaming's long-time action... Is it... Can you say action hero? That's not a man thing, is it? A male-female thing? The word hero?
Well, the female version was always heroine.
Yeah, but is that sexist?
Oh, who gives a shit?
I thought it was a drug.
Has it really...
Yeah. I thought you injected that shit.
She's a hero. She's a heroine. It doesn't matter.
Right, okay. She's all of the above because we haven't checked downstairs yet. From the trailer, it looks like the movie will be heavily influenced by the 2013 game Reboot. It kind of looks like the same sort of game. This version of Lara Croft looks like the same kind of version that we've got from the Reboot game. She's not the big booby sort of like tit and ass shot of the old school. Yeah, Angelina Jolie style.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Was that better, Angelina Jolie's ones?
Too hard to tell. Oh, her boobs, or are you talking about...
Well,
because if the boobs, then it's definitely Angelina.
Well, that style of Lara versus the new style.
I enjoyed the Angelina movies.
Yeah, so did I.
I really enjoyed them, and the only bit of the new trailer that I've seen is actually when I've been flicking through and it's just had the autoplay on.
Mm.
And so I've seen bits of it, and I've seen, it looks very gritty, and there's one part where she actually bounces off a bridge or something on the way falling down into the water.
Yeah. And
she hits it hard, and one thing I can always remember from playing Tomb Raider was she takes an absolute flogging.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's very much a new thing for her. She hasn't been doing it for 10 years and knows her way around and whatnot. She's sort of feeling her way through and getting punished when she does something wrong. So that side of it looks cool.
Yeah, that part did look cool. I noticed that on the second time I watched it, that she stacked it but hit the bloody rocks or whatever it was before she landed in the water.
Hmm.
Yeah, that looked cool. But it does kind of look a little B-gradey though.
Hmm. I hope it's not like a representation of the game. I know they're trying to base it, but I've already played the game, so I don't want to really watch it.
The same story.
Yeah.
I agree. But it's got Nick Frost in it, I believe. Do you know him?
Nick Frost?
Yeah, Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yeah.
And all those Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
The big guy.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer. I was like, oh, wow, that gives it a bit of life. That's cool. But yeah, there you go. That's a thing. It's happening. We'll have more when more drops on it. I don't know when it's coming out. It'll be probably next year sometime. But I will definitely go and see it. All right, next up in the news, last one I've got is a PUBG Killer. I know, right? Sounds pretty impossible.
That's a big call.
Big call. But Eurogamer is reporting on a new game by the developers called Automaton, and they've previously worked on Deceit, which I did a video on, bit of a review on as well. That is a really good game, Deceit. It's one of those asymmetric games where you play as a killer, and you verse the others, and they've got to find out who you are. Cool game. Mm-hmm. But their new game is called Project X. I don't know if that's just a placeholder or something that they're calling the game for now, but Project X is a 1,000 person world that boasts a 12 by 12 kilometer map for players to engage in battleground-style death sport. Is this kind of like 1,000 players? It just sounds...
That's 10 times the pug.
Yeah, it is. But it's kind of like when you get... Like, does it fall into this category when you get, like, a sandwich and you put, like, you know, you've got, you know, Devon or something from the fridge and you go, fuck, I love Devon and tomato sauce sandwiches. And then you think, fucking, you know what will make this better? More Devon. And you just pile the fucking Devon on and it's like fucking half a metre tall and you eat it and then you just end up feeling sick. Is that the same thing that this is going to fall into? It might be good ones. But that's the thing, 1,000 person. Is that what they've done here? Is they've just layered more and more?
How's it going to run?
I don't know. Well, I guess the idea is... Sorry?
I can always remember the... what was it called? It was on the PS3. It was like a Battlefield type game.
Mag,
that's it?
Yep.
And that was, what, 164? 256, sorry?
Yep.
256 players.
Yep.
At any one time, and that sounded fantastic until you got into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And every game, I think it was a maximum of 16 players in your little area. There was 256 on the map, but you couldn't go to any other parts of the map. You could only play in the area that was with your 16, and that was it. So that's how they got around it. And that was just pure computing power that the three had, and so that's the big question that I have to ask for 1,000 people. One, what sort of rig you're going to need to run and render in that many people in an area?
Well, see,
two, what speeds are you going to need?
Therein lies the new technology that's available today, because what they're saying is they're relying heavily on the cloud to do a lot of the processing for you. So I'm expecting you're probably going to need a decent internet connection, but your rig probably won't need to be like a supercomputer, because it'll all be processed off-site on a server and then fed to your computer via the internet. So
yes, but in the UK it'll be all right, or in the US where you're getting 300 and 400 megabit download speeds, and in Australia where you're getting maximum of 100.
Yeah, but see, look, I don't think the internet speeds with NBN are fine. It's your ping in a game like this. So it all depends on its popularity and where the servers are located. If it does take off and it's popular, we'll probably get some reasonable oceanic servers, and it'll probably run okay. But that is very ambitious to have up to 1,000 people. You're going to also need a decent player base to be able to populate the games. Mm-hmm. While it might be a maximum of 1,000, who's to say that you don't ever the game starts with 20, Yeah. You don't know. But this is something, it's very ambitious by Automaton, and it's something I'd like to keep an eye on, especially with these claims. Yeah.
I'm worried about 1,000 players. That means you can have two types of games you can have. You can have very short games because you're going to get killed off quickly. And if you do end up winning one, you got to beat 999 other people.
Well, see, the idea, I've got a little bit more here, is that it may be a massively spread out 12 by 12 kilometre map, but there's going to be different types of vegetation. There's going to be forest fires. There's going to be animals. And so there's going to be a lot of environmental death as well.
Yeah. So there's some more survival elements.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more of a survival. So your games might go for a little bit longer than an average PUBG match, but not necessarily, because although the final two might be 12 kilometres away from each other, but they may never even meet by the end of the game. They may die because a bloody tiger comes and bites their face off. Who knows? But I like that concept. I really do like that concept, because, I mean, PUBG doesn't have any of that. It's literally the only other thing other than other enemies that can kill you is the closing in circle, which gets smaller and smaller. Yeah. I don't know if this has got anything like that, but I'd like to think with a 12 by 12 kilometre map that there'd be a little bit more than just vehicles. I think there should be maybe something else to go a lot quicker. Maybe a train. Well, that'd be a fucking that'd be
brilliant, wouldn't it? Choo,
be,
motherfucker!
Yeah, that'd be a mad fucking just slaughter fest on the carriages, but I don't know, something like that. But look, I love the concept. I love the sound of it. I think it's a bit too ambitious. I don't think it'll get off the ground, or not at least with what I've explained. I think it'll probably drop some of those.
It could be something too, whereas it's not, 1v 999. It could be 500 v 500, and having like a
team-based,
like a team-based guerrilla warfare or something like that. That could work.
Yeah,
where you've got to work in with your other teammates, or whether it be a massive, storm the beaches type feeling, or something like that, where you've actually got to work with each other to overcome an objective. That could probably work, and that'd be pretty epic.
That's similar to the Isn't there a game that on PlayStation that's free to download? That's similar to that. I can't remember the name. It's a first-person sci-fi shooter.
First person. Oh, no, not Warframe. I know the one you're talking about, though. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to get it. My brain doesn't work that way. Yeah, it was in like alpha and beta for a while, and then it came out finally. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll think of it later. I do know the one you're talking about, though. All right. Anyway, that's the news for this week. So let's go into user-created content. All right, we've got a lot to get through here, and we're running out of time. So let's pick it up a bit here. This week's user-created content, we talked about toxicity in gaming and how ridiculous it is. And I put a post up, and it wasn't originally going to be user-created content, but it became so interesting and people got involved that we turned it into user-created content for this week. So I'm going to rattle off the names of people that liked the post to say thank you for doing so. We got Red Oats, Ash J. Menace, Tony Stevenson, Ian Pegg, Heeman Kurdstar, Liam Brett Gabart, McDaniel Delphin, Mikey Dewhurst, Ari Carl Halami, Midge Ryan, Sam Mitchell, Adam Payne, Alex Birchall, and George Schneider. I've absolutely murdered and butchered a couple of those names. I apologise. All right, let's go through some of these posts that are on here. So we're talking about toxicity in gaming because there was a post that was posted there about Xbox Live message that sent across threatening to come and kill your family and stuff like that. A little bit over the top, but just a tad, just slightly there. All right, these are some of these entries are quite long, so I'll try and punch through them. Alec Birchall said both of these in Dead by Daylight. Now this is a really cool story that he's written. Makes the game sound pretty cool too. Playing as a survivor with the killer being the hillbilly. The game starts and the killer manages to down and hook all three other survivors within a few minutes of the game starting. With the perk I had on, it is very easy to tell which direction the killer is coming from and plan accordingly. This led to a 20-minute game as he would fail to hit me and I would escape or I would repair generators without him seeing me. As I fix the last generator, he disconnects from the game. Now, my understanding of Dead by Daylight is that you've got to fix generators to open up a door so you can escape. A few minutes later, he sends me a bile-filled message filled with more racial slurs than I'd ever seen. Playing as the killer, specifically the Huntress, I had already hooked and sacrificed one person when I spot my friend. I guess this is a second example, where he spots his friend who is also in the game. I managed to land a hatchet throw and then get him with my axe and then decided to hook him in the basement. I proceeded to hook him and turn around to restock my hatchets from a nearby locker. I open it, and there's another survivor hiding there, so I hook him in the basement too. I decide to wait around until both are at the stage where they can't get themselves off the hook, when they then go grab the last guy. After the game, the guy who was hiding in the locker bitched and moaned about me camping both of them, which is what you should totally do if that ever happens. And both the friend and I knew that he was just salty because his sneaky trick didn't work purely because I had to restock. So those are two examples there when basically you get threats and racial slurs because you lost. Like that's just being a sore loser. That's typical sore loser. And that sort of stuff is out there. Nick Edwards has put in here saying, and he's referring to the Xbox Live post, this guy needs to see someone about his issues. In saying that, he's probably living in his mum's basement and never leaves the house. Probably right. Psycho. Shalini Manhapatra. She says, oh gosh, where do I even start? Being female, and then after leaving a pub game, dude bros stalk their profile, or stalk your profile and find out you're female and brown. I guess she's, I don't know, Indian or Pakistani or something like that. I could write a book, but I think people know about the high levels of misogyny in gaming. I just hope things continue to change for the better so everyone can have a good time. Look, as sad as it is, that's probably the worst thing, being female. Puts you already into a minority. And, there's a lot of racist assholes out there as well that would probably go to town on somebody for their skin colour. But it's a problem that doesn't have any seemingly reasonable solution. I'll keep going because there was a couple of solutions suggested down here that I don't think will work. Mark Harvey says, I think they miss the game part in gaming. Adam Payne says, League of Legends community is a thing. Abso-freaking-lutely. If you are looking for some toxicity, go and play League of Legends. It's full of arseholes. Ari says, I'm not going to try that last name. I'm not doing real good with names tonight. This is one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm not into online games. Couch multiplayer only. At least you can kick your friend's ass for real. Sounds good to me. So if anyone gets a bit too toxic, you can thump them for real life in real life. Mark Kern says, part of why I usually stick to single-player games, well, that and I don't like depending on other people's skills/luck on top of my own. Toxicity exists in all fandoms, but gaming, it feels much more in your face than most. That's the disconnect, I think, really. They're safe. They can say fucked up, outlandish shit from a distance, knowing that they can't be hurt. That's the issue there. McDaniel, if that is your real name, cool name. This is probably why gaming will never be taken seriously outside the gaming and esports community. People like this, if we start treating gaming like proper sport, the world would find gaming much more appealing than it is now. Fair call. Wen Cheng says, and this is why the internet needs to be policed. Kill the anonymity so people can't abuse the internet. Now that's one solution, but I don't think that'll work. You can't be anonymous. You can't take away the anonymous aspect to the internet because that's its charm, don't you think? No.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
yes and no.
How many adult bookstores have you been to and bought porno? I've never walked into one. As an adult, I've never been to an adult bookstore. Why? Because nobody knows that I'm looking it up on the website and downloading the shit. It's anonymous. You make me have to log into absolutely everything on the internet before I can look at it and people know where I am. It takes away. People will lose money because it won't happen. There's advertising that goes into that stuff. The more you make people need to do prerequisites before you can do things, the less they will do.
Countless privacy laws as well. You've got to keep that in.
Yeah, absolutely. There are privacy issues there. It's one solution. I don't think it's one that will work. Taking away anonymity.
No.
Keeping on going here, Alexander J. Chaplin. Says, going to throw some positivity in here. Playing Overwatch comp on PC, and these people were like, sorry everyone, I'm just not on the ball today. And I simply said to them, as long as you're having fun, then keep playing. Don't think about winning or losing, just have fun. And that seems to raise their spirits. And he also follows up saying that, well, yeah, it's a comp, but have fun. If you want to be hardcore about it, that's fine. But have fun as well. Don't let that aspect disappear. I agree with that. Well said.
100%.
Chapo. Next one here from Kane Foran. Not going to lie, yeah, it is funny making people rage out online, but this is just an overreaction to the max. I mean, come on, man. Family, really? I agree with that. I think Snoogans, you agree with that you enjoy making people rage, don't you?
I'm not an antagonizer. I retaliate.
Yes.
So I have been known to push people to the point of borderline tears when they've started. When they come on and be toxic around me. One in particular that it got to a point where a guy was pissing me off that much, but he had a really high voice, so I called him Miss for the entire night.
Yeah.
Playing, and this is back in COD days, when back on the PS3 there was no party chat, it was everybody, and because it was a just a death match, whatever they were called, where it was just all for one.
Yeah.
Everybody could hear it. So so a free for all, so everyone could hear it, so everyone started on it as well, and not because this guy was just being toxic to everyone, so everyone sort of, once I sort of started it, kind of flew on. So yeah, I don't start it.
Yes,
and I'm not that way inclined, but I will sit back and take pot shots if someone else starts it. Just
happy to finish it. Yeah,
I'm happy to finish it. Yeah, and I usually do finish it with me giggling and someone else leaving.
Well, I mean, people like that have got it coming. So if they do cop it from everybody else in the game, then so be it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, some of the toxicity gets massively out of control. Next one here I've got from Anton Belinsky. Had loads of moments whilst raid leading in WoW when I would have new trials of my guild wish me to get cancer whilst watching my mother get fornicated by them because they didn't get loot due to being trials as stated in rules. This really wore me down quick and really got to me. It really sucks. That's so, like, it can be so detrimental and so childish when people are like, I wish you would get cancer and, all that sort of stuff. Like, that's pretty bad. Like, if anybody had any cancer touch their life personally, you don't want to hear that sort of stuff, because that's serious, horrible things, and that's a terrible thing to say to somebody you know, let alone somebody you've never met before. And something that these trolls never take into consideration is how their words are going to affect the other person. Yeah, saying bad things to someone they shouldn't take to heart because they are just a dickhead that is online. But some people can't help that. And there are cases of people hurting themselves or killing themselves simply because of the toxicity of a game.
Yes.
It's
not the first time this has come up, and unfortunately it won't be the last.
No. And it's a problem that needs to be treated, but I don't think it can be cured. Next one here, getting through these, Matty Shepherd's next, I think. This is literally everyday online gaming. There is no such thing as, he was behind me and killed me. That was my mistake, and I shall learn from this. Or, he's playing as a sniper and got me. Good shooting, Tex. I love this comment, it's great. Instead, we all think we are the best players in the world and call hacks if we get beaten. I've been guilty of doing this myself, and at the end of the day, most people have to realise that it's just a game. It's not like you have your whole life savings invested into one round of gaming. People just need to learn to chill and go AFK or go outside for the rest of the day and spend time with their mates and go back later on. He's right. That's as simple as it needs to be. If you find yourself getting that pissed off that you want to, like, just scream at people on there, turn it off, go outside, go do something else, go have a wank. It's anonymous. Go.
It's anonymous.
Yeah, that's it.
I had a round on Siege a little while ago where we thought they were trying to glitch or something, the opposing team, and it was a hostage extraction. So we were attacking. Yeah. So the rest of the guys on the team were down, and everyone had left the hostage alone. So they're all down there, and whoever was on the defending team was trying to do this glitch where you could get in a wall or something and try and get through it. And they were just trying to do this glitch, and they were all there trying to do it. So I've walked in, picked up the hostage, and buggered off.
They would have cracked his shits.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "What? Who finished it?" Because they were all there. The rest of the guys, so the usual blokes that I play with, they were all in this one section and making noise. So that's where everyone went. And they're like, "What? Who? What? How did we win? What happened?" And there's me sitting there, and you get the end camera with me just dancing in the one spot. So I've just done the big yoink and see you later.
Well, playing the objective, nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
A couple more left. Nate John says some people are raw talk. This is one of those times. Yeah, no doubt. Alex Lynch says, LOL, I remember I kicked these kids in the arse in GTA 5. Oh, sorry, I kicked this kid's ass in GTA 5 and he threatened to DDoS me twice as a matter of fact. He never did, though. Internet Tough Guy 101.
Yeah, it's like a book of phrases.
Well, yeah. Silly shit. Kane comes back up again and says, what a drip trying to act hard on Xbox Live. And Adam Ryle says, holy wreck. That's out of control, that statement. I had my fair share of accusations back in Counter-Strike days, but nothing that insane. Was a pretty good example that I posted there. Crazy, crazy shit. But that's gaming. And like I said, it's something that needs to be taken seriously and treated as best we can. But I don't think there's a cure for it. I literally don't think there's anything you can do about it.
No.
The gamer needs to take care of themselves. And if that sort of stuff is in your face, you can walk away. Yep. Turn it off.
You've got to learn to as soon as you step into the online world, you just need to understand that there's drugs available called fuck it all. And
fuck it all.
That's just You just got to let things roll off your back. You don't really care, or you can be like me and just have fun being a jerk.
Have a bit of banter.
Have a bit of banter with it and enjoy it. You know, the amount of times I've not had anything toxic for a long time, and especially to that extent, I don't think I've ever had that. Maybe back in the COD days, but. Yeah, you just got to have fun with it, even if people are being stupid or carrying on. Enjoy it. Yeah, if they don't get a reaction, they stop.
Yeah, I've often replied. I have had a couple, not as bad as the example message. I have had a couple where they've smashed me, and I killed them with kindness and reply back saying, "Thanks for your feedback, mate. I appreciate that. I'll take that on board, and I'll try to be better next time." And
you don't hear from them.
You don't hear from them, no. They're just like, oh, this guy's an idiot. But yeah, some days you're having a bad day and you might not be able to handle it. Turn it off. Mm-hmm. Go do something else.
You write back something like that, I'd send back a message going, thanks, sweetheart. Just send them off on another.
That's funny because I'd normally say, thanks, cupcake.
That's great. I'm doing that next time.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was user-created content. Thank you very much to everybody that contributed for that. That was awesome. There was a lot there, and we'll move on to the next segment, which is What's That Sound? All right, so the moment we've all been looking forward to. I know you are, Browny. I know you love this segment. It's your favourite, isn't it?
It has been, yeah.
Have you been getting them?
To be honest, I didn't finish all week's episode, so I don't know last week's what that sound is, but
that's three guests from 3 weeks that said they tuned out towards the end.
I know.
What's going on here?
It is a long show. Don't listen to the show in one go. Like the idea, like the shows are going now with special guests. They're going up 2 hours, but spend the week listening to it. Listen to it.
That's
like
what I do. I
half
watch,
an hour stints.
I listen to the majority of your podcasts in like 3 or 4 stints. Like got to do the wash up. Listen to 10 minutes here. Do my invoicing. Do another 10, 15 minutes here. So I don't sit down and listen to it all in one go.
Yeah, no, that's it. 2 hour shows. You don't want to be listening to that in one go. But like if you drive into work, if you've got a 15-minute commute, have a listen. But anyway, let's move on from how to listen to the fucking podcast. This is What's That Sound? All right, so I've got the sound for you. You can listen to last week's sound and let's see if you can work out what it is. This was what it was. Bloody hell, the What's That Sounds are going as long as the podcast these days. Thanks, Reprimir. Browny, any idea on what that one is?
Not one slightest clue.
Oh, fair enough. Snoogs, did you find out what it was?
Yeah, because you gloated to me as soon as the show finished.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, Snoogs? You know how you were confident? Yeah. Well, guess what?
Yeah. All right, the answer to that one is Turok, 2 Seeds of Evil. I kind of had not quite a shotgun answer. I did say it was either Ark Survival Evolved or Turok. So I'm taking the credit for that one. I got it right.
Oh, you called it. It's good stuff.
I did. Well done to Martin Creamers and George Schneider, who also got the answer correct and got themselves a free game for their efforts. All right, so this one is open to all three of us because I haven't heard it either. Reprimir sent us one with the title, Whoa, a Sound. I don't know if he just randomly makes that or if it's got anything to do with the sounds these days. Let's have a listen. Now, look, those sounds, they're assets taken from the game. I would dare say that that's not actually taken from in-game.
I would dare say that he hates us.
I know the game. I've heard those, I don't know, it sounds like potion bottles at the start. I've heard that before.
I think I know what it is.
Well, you think you know what it is? Go.
I think it's Trine 2, which the Trine series.
Ooh, you might be right. I hope you're the first guest that gets a What's That Sound. Let's have another listen. Yeah, Brownie. I think you're right, man.
You reckon?
I think you are, yeah. So I'm not going to guess because I don't know. But after you saying that, I think you're right. But I would never have come up with that. So I'm not going to even attempt it. What do you reckon, Snoogs?
I've never actually played Tron.
Well, on the off chance it's not that one.
Lego Harry Potter.
Lego Harry Potter, did you say?
You know what? You're not. That could be it too, to tell you.
Could be.
Because he plays with a lot of potions.
Yeah, I'm not going there because I don't know. I've got no idea. But anyway, anyone listening at home or wherever you are when you're listening to this, if you think you know what this week's What's That Sound is, send us a message to our Facebook page. And if you're correct, I'll send you a free game. This week, hell, just send us a message saying What's That Sound is the fucking a rock falling off the cliff. I don't care. I'll send you a free game. Free game this week for just messaging us. All right, well, that's What's That Sound. Let's move into last words. All right, so this week's last words, the thing I'm going to do last is I'm going to put Browny on the spot. So, Browny, I messaged you yesterday and I said, how much do you like The Last of Us? Did I say out of 10? And you said 99.
I liked it. Doesn't mean I know everything about it.
Well, 99 out of 10's pretty fucking high, dude.
For likability, not for knowledge.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, I've got some questions for you. As I like to do is put our guests on the spot with a couple of questions about something I think they know about. Let's test them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how we go. Are you ready?
Go for it.
It's only 5 questions. Question number 1. What's Joel's last name?
Next question. Is that even real?
Doesn't matter because he's the last one.
It's not revealed, no.
I didn't think so.
True fans of the series would have found out, though.
I don't read. I play games.
No, well, not a reading thing. It's not like a grimoire style thing.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game, when you're playing as Sarah, Joel's daughter, she actually has a certificate, like a school certificate on the wall that says Sarah Miller.
No, Miller.
Assuming that she's got the same last name as her father, should be Joel Miller. So I guess I don't really know for sure. It's an assumption, but Joel Miller should be his name. There you go. Bit of trivia for you there. Question number 2. What is
Do
the
I get
name?
a point for that?
It
wasn't really revealed, so
no, you don't get a point for that. And I've just realised that I don't have 5 questions. I've only got. Sorry, do I have? No, I've only got 4. My bad. Let's give you a point for that for my fuck up. Question number 2. What is the name of the deadly fungus from The Last of Us?
The deadly name, the fungal virus, whatever.
Yeah, what is the name of the deadly fungus? So what's the name of the fungus that affects the people? Because it's a real fungus.
A real fungus.
It's a real fungus that exists now. And it does what it does in the game. The only difference is in real life it doesn't affect humans. It only affects like insects.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Have no
Don't know?
clue.
Oh,
no. Was a fungal. I knew it was a fungal infection.
It's not thrush. Imagine that. The Last of Us. Story about out of control genital thrush. It's actually called the cordyceps fungus.
Okay.
Cordyceps. There you go. All right, question number 3. Spoiler alert. Ellie has been bitten. And she's been bitten on her body somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What part of her body specifically was bitten?
I know this one.
It was the left hand, wasn't it? Like left arm, forearm sort of thing.
What do you think it is, Snooks?
Left forearm. On the top of it.
You're both incorrect.
What?
Was it the right?
It's the right.
Yeah, okay. There you go. I
Must have been playing in a mirror.
But possibly. I watched it in a mirror. All right, you've got one point so far from by default. Last one. You're gonna get this one. Come on, man. I'm willing you to know the answer to this one. Ellie and Joel are gifted a horse by Joel's brother Tommy. Mm-hmm. What did Ellie name that horse?
Oh God.
Lunch.
What'd you say? Hunch?
Lunch.
Lunch?
Lunch. No, got nothing.
Ah. Callus. Callus was the name of the horse. All right. If you can tell me what happened to that horse.
Oh dear. What are you doing to me? It is my favourite game. I've put over 200 hours in this game easily, and you're making me a chump. What happened to the horse? Yeah, cool. Next question.
He got shot and killed when she was escaping.
Oh, yeah, from Joel in the snow. Yeah, I know.
Yep. Oh, well, one out of 5. Because I made up
That'll do it.
question.
That'll do it.
Mate, you're a winner on this podcast anyway. All right, you can't hear it now, but when you listen back to the show, there's going to be an awesome big fanfare and claps and all that stuff because you're a winner.
Oh, dear.
Snoogs, what you got any last words?
I just had something pop up just before the show started. That,
I don't want to know about that. Anonymity, remember?
No. Have you guys heard about the game Vampire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got delayed.
It's been delayed until spring 2018. It was due to be coming out at the end of the year.
Yep.
So, the developers, which is Don't Nod Entertainment, delaying the release of a project you hold dear is always a tough decision. However, we believe that meeting a deadline should never compromise quality. We were still convinced just a few weeks ago that we were able to release Vampire this year. Only a technical issue, which is now solved, has set our team's schedule back at the end of the development. There's enough time for all the polishing and balancing phase, much needed for a game of Vampire scope, with its ambitious semi-open world, its complex narrative, and deep RPG mechanics that give players a real impact on the world. So that's
Very cool.
now been pushed out to spring 2018.
Good. I'm starting to like game delays.
Mm-hmm.
Because it spreads releases out. I hate it when they all come out at the same time. It's so annoying. Not only have you got the issue of the actual cost, but you've got the issue of time that you want to spend on the game. So, yeah, I don't mind it when games get delayed. What about Nightmare Creatures being remade? Did you see that?
I did hear that, yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. Did you ever play any of that?
I played a lot when I was... was that the PS1?
I think it was on the PS1. I had it on PC.
Yeah.
Brownie, you're about our vintage, aren't you? Or thereabouts?
28. So I'm assuming so.
Close enough. Did you play that at all?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're a little bit younger. I didn't realise. Sorry, not that I think you look like an old bastard. I don't actually think I know what you look like.
Old and hairy.
But the fact that I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. Have you got any last words, Brownie?
No, thank you very much for having me on the podcast.
Don't worry. Thank you for lending us 2 hours and 14 minutes of your time so far.
No dramas again.
None of these shows are getting epic, but like I said, the A's and B's on how to listen to the podcast is a little bit every day. Don't go overboard. You might get sick. But
have you had fun, Brownie?
I certainly have. Thank you very much.
That's good, mate. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Not to worry. Make sure you tell all your friends to jump on and listen.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. They know. I'll be sharing it on the page. Don't worry.
Yeah. And tell them that your favourite part's towards the end when you get a quiz.
Yeah, when you could have asked me about what chapter and what certain things happened in that chapter, and I would have been able to tell you. But you tell, yeah.
You can do that, can you?
Yeah. What chapter does the horse die?
What horse? Okay. The chapter where Ellie is trying to escape. Which is chapter 10, I think.
What can you tell us what the season was?
What season? It was winter.
Oh, yes! There you go! Well done. Lovely. Fucking best game. Seriously, someone... Snoogs, I'm gonna give you a job, because I would really like to see how I would go with some trivia. So, Snoogs, can I give you a job in the next week or so? Go away, do some research, and put together a 5 to 10 question quiz on The Last of Us and test me. I'd like to see what I know.
Okay.
I've got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Nolan North. What character did he play?
That would be... Oh, what's his name? Shit. I remember the enemy's yelling out, oh, he's going to be pissed off. And then the other guy goes, fuck, whatever his name is. Why can't I think of his name?
David.
David. Could have given me the letter. Wow, I need to be tested, Snoogs.
Yep.
I need to be tested.
All right.
We'll
work on that.
I'm probably going to suck because I'm terrible when I'm put on the spot. I'm real good when I got the answers in front of me, being a tough bloody question asker. But it's really hard when you put on the spot, and it's one of those things too. You're like, fuck, I know the answer to that, but you just can't grab it from that point of your brain. But Snoogs, that's your job. You got to make me look like a dickhead. It's payback. All right, are we done?
We can find some. All done from my end, mate.
All done.
It's been a good show.
Awesome. Thank you again, Browny. Make sure everyone go and check out ReadyPlayerWon. A lot of all of the links to ReadyPlayerOne's things are in the description for the podcast. Go and give them a like, give them a follow, and you will not regret it. They're good guys. So, until next week, I'm done. Thank you everyone for listening, and I am Lucas. This is the best part every week.
I'm Browny.
Yes!
And I have been Snoogs.
It's got another question right. Well, here we are once again at the end of this week's show. If you're still hungry for more video game content, head over to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page and give us a like. We also have a heavy presence over on Twitter, so give @AussieGamers12 a follow, and also our YouTube channel is there waiting for you to give it the love that it deserves. This podcast is available for your convenience through iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you all on the next episode of the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.